You got to test your surfaces. And so that's what we're going to do today, is we're going to test some surfaces and we're going to see, what does it look like? Because I can look around this room and it looks pretty clean, but what's really there? So here's what we're going to use. We're going to use an ATP tester from Hygiena. Hygiena makes all kinds of different things for the dental offices and for other offices to find out if their bacterias are in check or not. And so let's see, we turn this thing on, and I've got some swabs here. And by the direction of these folks, they've told me kind of how to do it, but this is not like my usual thing to do all the time. But what we're going to do is swab things that are likely to be touched by bloody fingers or saliva or different things in the dental office that could be a contagion if it's carried from somebody's hands to someplace else. So here's how this works. Part, and there's like a little pattern that they like. So this is like a frequently used area in the office. Just going to take it and scrub it in a certain amount of science, which is about 10 square centimeters. I think that's about 10 square centimeters. And then we're going to put it back in this little housing, and we're going to break this little gizmo, which I guess is what activates the whole thing. And then we're going to shake and bake for about 15-20 seconds. All right, let's stick that in there and close up the shop. And then let's see, how do we use it? So it's going to run a test here for us and let us understand what is happening here. It has the nice little thing there. It says 29 RLUs. 29 RLUs is caution. It says you still need to be aware that you might need to clean this surface more, but 29 is still pretty good in the industry. 50 and under is great. Okay, it wasn't very long ago, didn't take very long. We usually do 8 sample sites when we're doing it in the dental office just to kind of see where we're at. We're finding, hey, we're doing reasonable, we could do better. That led me down the path of like, what can I do? How can I get better? And so now that I kind of know there are certain places that we need to pay attention to, I'm able to actually do something about it. So one of the things we're doing is we're using more disinfectants, not less, more. We're looking at things like, where is it that we have the high touch components that might be a place of cross-contamination? Well, when you start thinking that way, it's just a little different mindset. You start thinking about, oh yeah, I gotta make sure I get my keyboards and the edges of the doors. Sometimes when people walk by, they're touching things. So it just makes you more aware of, oh, that's maybe a place I want to focus on as well. But how do we do that efficiently? Different kinds of high disinfectants in the air around your room or all over the surfaces. If you're spraying things aggressively, like with this product, around all this area, you're creating aerosols of quat ammonias that are not healthy. Not only that, but your staff should be wearing PPE. So, I mean, if you follow all the guidelines, this is what you're up against. So that led me down the road of, gosh, what can I use that's safer, that's easier? So we did that. We started researching to find some chemicals that are very safe to use. In fact, you could spray them in your mouth, your eyes, you can spray them on plants. It's safe for nurseries, children. So I thought, well, by golly, if it's that good, that's what we should be using. And so then we went and we developed a relationship to try and figure out how to get these products to the dental office.